the brain produces the mind. What is the mind? When I ask this question, please do not wait for an answer from me. Look at your own mind. Observe the pathways of your own thinking. What I describe is only an indication. It is not the reality. The reality you must experience for yourself. The word, the description, the symbol are not the real thing. The word door is obviously not the door. The word love is not the feeling, that extraordinary quality which the word indicates. So let us not confuse the word, the name, the symbol with the fact. If you remain simply at the verbal level and discuss what the mind is, in that case you are lost, because you will never feel the embrace of this astonishing thing called mind. So what is the mind? Obviously, the mind is all of our consciousness. It is our entire existence, the whole process of our thinking. The mind is the result of the brain. It is the daughter of the brain. If the brain is limited or damaged, the mind is also damaged. The brain, which records every sensation, every feeling of pleasure and pain with its tissues and responses, creates what we call the mind. Although the mind is independent of the brain, you do not have to accept this. You can experience it and see for yourself. We must be aware of this total process of how ideas arise. We need to understand the scheme of action that is triggered by ideas, how action results from ideas, and how ideas control and therefore limit action. Ideas, which depend on sensations, no matter whose ideas they are, whether from the left or the far right. While we are attached to ideas, we are in a state where true experience is not possible. We are living simply in the sphere of time, in the past, which provides sensations, or in the future, which is another form of sensation. Only when the mind is free from ideas can there be true experience. Ideas are not the truth. The truth is something that must be experienced directly, moment by moment. Truth is not a desired experience. That is simply pure sensation. Only when we are able to transcend the bundle of ideas, which is the self, which is the mind, that has partial or complete continuity, only when we are able to go beyond it, when thought is in absolute silence, is there a state of experiencing. In that case, we can know what truth is. This may sound philosophical, but in reality, it is quite simple. In the moment of experiencing, you are not aware of yourself as an experiencer, separate from the experience. You are in a state of experiencing. Let us take a very simple example. You are angry. In the moment of anger, there is no experiencer and experience. There is only experiencing. But the instant you move out of that state, a fraction of a second after experiencing, the experiencer and experience arise. The agent and the action, with the goal of getting rid of the anger or repressing it. We are constantly in this state of experiencing. But as soon as we leave it, we identify it with a term, a name, and register it, continuing the becoming. If we can understand action in the fundamental sense of the word, this understanding will also reach our superficial activities. Therefore, we must understand the fundamental nature of action. Now, is action produced by an idea? Is it action that creates the agent, or does the agent come before the action? It is very important to discover which comes first. If the idea comes first, the action aligns with that idea, and therefore it is no longer action, but a reaction, an imitation, a compulsion according to an idea. It is crucial to understand this process because our society is largely built on the intellectual or verbal level. For most of us, the idea comes first, and then the action. Ideas generate other ideas, and when there is only the generation of ideas, there is antagonism, and society becomes fragmented due to this intellectual process. Our social structure is highly intellectual. We are cultivating the intellect at the expense of all the other factors of our being, and for that reason we are suffocated by ideas. Can ideas at any moment produce action, or do ideas merely shape thought, limiting action? When action is shaped by an idea, it does not liberate man. It is very important to understand this point. If an idea shapes action, that action can never bring about the solution to our sufferings. Before it can be converted into action, we need to discover how ideas arise. The study of the origin of ideas, whether they are from socialists, capitalists, communists, or from various religions, is of utmost importance especially considering that our society stands on the edge of a precipice, drawing upon itself another catastrophe, another mutilation. Those who are truly serious about discovering the human solution to our many problems must, first of all, understand the process of idea and action. What is meant by an idea? How does it originate? Let us suppose I have an idea and want to put it into practice. I search for a method to carry out this idea, and thus we get lost in theories, wasting time and energy disputing how the idea should be executed. Therefore, it is of great importance to discover how ideas arise. After discovering the truth about this, we can discuss the problem of action. Unless we understand ideas, there is no point in discussing how to act. Now, how do we acquire an idea? A very simple idea does not need to be a philosophical, religious, or economic idea. Evidently, it is a process of thought. The idea is the product of a process of thought. Without the process of thought, there can be no idea. I must understand this process of thought before I can understand its product, the idea. Jiddu Krishnamurti,